14th. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett here on News 6 Plus and ClickOrlando.com. I'm your host, Bridgett Ellison. We're getting you ready to get out the door today. Got some nice weather lined up, and we're also looking at the tropics, still getting some updates on what's now tropical depression. This morning, we're also going to talk to a catering company here locally, helping you get ready for Thanksgiving. We'll get some advice on some of the best practices. Tomorrow's actually National Clean Out Your Fridge Day, and I think that's a good idea as we head closer toward the end of the month and start getting stocked up with, all the supplies you need for your recipes. So we'll talk about that and how you can also save some time and some sweat. Just say shake and bake, I helped. All right, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's head over to the Pinpoint Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Do you remember that? Is shake and bake and I helped?
And I helped. I already told my mom, I'm bringing the bread rolls.
Oh, yes.
It's hard work.
There are
hard work.
Some of my favorite ones are over at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because a little background, my mom used to do Thanksgiving for like the whole family. And then over time,
Yeah.
people started going to other families' houses. So she went from doing a whole turkey to just like turkey breast.
Mm-hmm.
So then she was like, okay, that actually cooks more evenly. It's faster. It's great. And then my sister and I decided to marry men who loved the other parts of the turkey. So then she had to start the big turkey again. And this year she just begged that one of her son-in-laws would actually cook the turkey. So we're going to try smoking the turkey this year.
I want to find someone who is frying turkeys and selling them, or, wants to feed a family.
Yeah.
Because when we show the fire video, I think to myself, if you've had fried turkey, you know how delicious it is, but it is the labor part is very dangerous.
I know. And you always see the firefight. They put the frozen turkey, the bad combination. But you know what? Listen, I know that at the end of the day, a lot of folks this weekend are going to start really getting into the festive spirit, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas.
Decorating, yeah. Got to get ready.
And although that is going to be perfect weather for it, we got to keep checking back. I need everyone who's watching to remember that we still have to have our little hurricane brains on still in the back, just because we are watching now Tropical Depression 19. Is it looking better for us? Yes, but I say that with a caveat, right? At the end of the day, it's all going to be dependent on how this system kind of interacts with Central America, the Yucatan Peninsula. The more it rides the coast or stays on land, the weaker the storm will be. All the models do take it into the Gulf, which then gets picked up by a front and then gets sent across Florida. So what is that system going to look like by the time it gets here? Still yet to be decided. But the good news is on Monday, a lot of the models were showing, a significant storm where for the past couple of days, we've been backing off that intensity, just because if this system rides the coast as much as it looks like it could, it might not be able to maintain any significant strength. So there's still a lot to kind of iron out. But regardless of development, we're going to start upping those tropical rain chances by next week. So it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. So let me start cooking up your weather.
What's the best place to sort of keep watching for the updates? Like, should you just look on the app?
If you're going to be on the go, you got the News 6 Pinpoint Weather app. You've got the which links it all to all of our web articles, which is also ClickOrlando.com. We have, of course, our social media posts. We have TV. So wherever we have YouTube, anywhere you need us. If you're going to be kind of on the go, if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to be at home, we have all the different ways that we will, of course, be letting you know.
But so you're saying if you want to decorate, keep in mind that they may get wet at the very least.
Yes, absolutely. So, when you put stuff outside, you're expecting it to, have to deal with the elements. But it's not one of those things where I'm like, clean out your refrigerator because we're going to be running out of power. It's we're not there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, enjoy your weekend. Do what you got to do. Just do me a favor and keep me in the back of your mind. That's all I ask.
All righty.
Or maybe not me, just the hurricane or the system. All right, let's take it to the map, show you what's going on right now. These are the changes to expect. Cooler weather starting tomorrow. We have a cold front coming through. It's going to be making the weekend feel very, very nice, back to near normal for November. But then by midweek, we are talking tropical moisture. As of right now, rain chances could go from about 40% or higher. as we head into Thursday of next week. But let's first look to the north. All right, here's that cold front. It is digging across the southeast, already arriving across northern Florida. Will continue to sweep through central Florida starting as early as about 6 o'clock this evening. A couple spotty showers here and there can't be ruled out. It will be a warm day as our winds will be out of the south. But then as we head into Friday morning, most of that lingering rain should be pushing out by about daybreak. The skies clear and the temperatures will be noticeably cooler come Friday and into the weekend. So as we take you here hour by hour, so you can kind of plan out your day. Highs today will be into those mid 80s. A few spotty showers again can't be ruled out. The main shower chances will come along that front. And as we look here at your temperatures, you can see the noticeably cooler changes come Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Highs will be back to near normal. Overnight lows, the coolest mornings will come Saturday and Sunday morning with overnight lows dipping into the 50s. So this is Tropical Depression 19. Yesterday, it was designated as potential tropical cyclone, but now it seems like it has a lot more of that closed center, which officially gives it the designation of a depression. Could get the name Sarah later on today. Let me show you what the forecast cone looks like for now. I do feel like we're going to get a better idea of this forecast cone the moment we get hurricane hunters in there. Now, a little side note, a little inside intel here. Hurricane hunters actually had their flight canceled for some reason yesterday, so they were not able to go into that storm yesterday afternoon. So with that being said, they are scheduled to go back in this later on today, and of course we'll get a better idea the moment we really get into the inner workings of the storm. But in the meantime, look how much it hovers parts of Honduras, then into the Yucatan Peninsula come Monday and Tuesday. So if the track, as you can see, it's very wide, right? If the track deviates a little bit and the center stays more in the open waters of the Caribbean, then we're talking about a significant storm moving into the Gulf of Mexico. But if it rides more of the land route, it certainly will be a much weaker system. So let me show you here. This is our clouds and rain forecast. You see it kind of lingers there in the Caribbean. That cold front comes through, kind of traps it there, keeping it pretty... kind of keeps it pretty stationary until about Monday and Tuesday. That's when our next cold front will start picking it up and then sending whatever moisture associated with it, whether it's an organized storm. Is it still going to be a Sarah? Will it just be tropical moisture? We'll have to wait and see. But all that sweeps across central Florida. Then a cold front finally comes through, and then it looks like we'll have another nice weekend ahead. So with that being said, nice weekend this weekend. You can see Saturday and Sunday, upper 70s. We're going to start upping those rain chances starting Wednesday, but we're still talking 7-8 days out. We are going to continue to iron out any of those, all those details really, as we get a better idea, better handle of the future of what could be soon to be Sarah there in the forecast.
All right. Well, it's November in Florida.
It's November, yeah, and it's starting to look a little better in our favor, but of course this is still 7 days out. So the moment we get more information, we don't want to windshield wipe our concern, right? We don't want to go, the sky is falling and then nothing is falling and then the sky is falling. So with that being said, I'm trying to show you the scenarios, showing you kind of the spread of what we are looking at as meteorologists and those trends. And of course, as we get a better idea and handle on it, we'll let you know.
All right. Thank you so much, Candace.
Sure.
All right. So now we want to check in with Trooper Steve, getting us ready to hit the roads this morning. How are you?
Roads are not bad. I'm fine. Life is life, and it's
Did
Thursday.
you get a snack? No, you were hungry.
No, not yet, but I'm about to pull out this building here in a second, and I'm going to get me a snack.
Okay.
I am starving, but there's no pizza place open at 8 a.m., so
you know what?
I'm
Einstein
struggling.
Bagels has pizza bagels. You can make a little pizza for you. So good.
Ow!
Even Candace just reacted to that.
When I was pregnant. Yeah.
Wow.
Not
I don't think you need to be
sponsored.
Hey, we don't sponsor any food.
Sponsor.
We just eat it all. Yeah, we can take a food sponsor. Tomorrow is oddly. This morning, we talked about how Winter Garden is considering stopping their recycle program. I found it a little funny just because tomorrow is National Recycling Day.
Yeah.
And I will be out today in Seminole County at their recycling facility, and we're going to stream from there. They requested that I go out and check it out. I'm hoping that they can get to show me some cool equipment and things like that, and that they're not going to be just like, throw the trash bags here, put the cardboard there. So we'll see. That's going to be my stream today. Take the truck out to that facility and see what they got going on. So that'll be at 10 a.m. today. Clickorlando.com. And I was one of those.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see if it unfreezes. There you are. Kind of. There you are. We're going to see if Trooper Steve comes back. Maybe he won't. But we're okay.
Am I back?
I hear you. I hear you.
All right. Cool. So let's just knock out traffic. How about that?
Go ahead.
Fatal crash still being investigated. County Road 24, Southeast 84th Terrace. It's going to be in the Bellevue area, our kind of northwestern portions of our viewing area. So I zoomed out here just to give you a little reference. The roadblock has been cleared, but the investigation continues. So drivers, just be careful as you're driving out there if you're leaving the villages maybe north of there. And then I've been watching these crashes out in Volusia County. None of them are blocking any of your travel lanes, so I didn't label any of them. Just be careful. That westbound delay has started out in the Seminole County area, bumper to bumper right now from about 46 to Lake Mary Boulevard. We had a nasty crash out there yesterday, so please be careful. 28 minutes, kind of high, from that area to downtown, and then 37 minutes from Osceola Parkway to State Road 50. I want you to also remember I'm not including Champions Gate in that, so that's probably about a 44-minute drive time because it is bumper to bumper, and then you'll slow down again over by State Road 535. If you're leaving our area today, I'm thinking about leaving tomorrow and go visit my brother and headed to the airport. Pretty decent drive times, pretty much wherever you're coming from. If you're coming from the 436 area, if you're coming from maybe I-95, things like that, we are looking good this morning, Bridgett. So no other crashes to report to you, those routine delays here and there, but as long as people are paying attention this morning, we'll be in good shape.
All right, looking forward to the stream at 10 too with the recycling. So
I hope so. I hope they got something interesting for me. But you got to make recycling interesting to get people interested in it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because I'm passionate about it as well. We could all do better, but there's just so much that ends up going to waste that people they're putting in the recycling bin, but there's just a certain process that has to be followed, and many of us haven't really been educated on exactly what can go in there and how it needs to be. So
no, that's so true. And I think maybe if we can educate some people, and if the local government's going to actually recycle the stuff because we do it the right way, then I think we're closing that gap a little bit, and we're working a little teamwork to get results.
Yeah, and many people don't know that if it's soiled, like a pizza box, you want to recycle the pizza box,
right?
But it's got food in it, it's greasy. It can't be put in the recycling.
Right.
bin.
If it's greasy, they'll throw it away.
Right, and then sometimes they have to throw away a whole batch just because there was something dirty in there. So
100%. So tune in today, and maybe I'll even learn a thing or two.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, Trooper Steve. See you.
See ya.
We want to get to a few headlines, and then we'll talk about some more food because we'll talk about refrigerator cleaning, leftovers, and making your Thanksgiving prep easier. That's coming up in a little bit. But first, new reaction this morning following a controversial selection by President-elect Trump. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who has just resigned after being nominated to be the country's next attorney general. And this choice sparking some debate in Washington on both sides of the aisle. Gaetz has been at the center of some investigations, and News 6's Angie Casada has a wrap on these latest developments.
President-elect Donald Trump's choice of Florida Representative Matt Gaetz as his attorney general sent shockwaves across the nation's capital.
I think is a strong statement that the weaponization of government, and the Biden administration using government against their political enemies is coming to an end.
Gaetz, though, has been the focus of recent controversy. He was under investigation by the House Ethics Committee over an allegation he paid for sexual relations with a 17-year-old. Gaetz has denied any wrongdoing, and the Justice Department ended its own sex trafficking investigation without bringing charges against Gaetz. Still, many Democrats say it's the wrong choice.
He's a Trump puppet. His loyalty to Trump is the only credible reason that he has been proposed. He will weaponize the Department of Justice for retribution, Donald Trump's words.
Gaetz resigned from the House yesterday to focus on the nomination.
All right, we'll keep you updated on what happens today. There's always something new developing. And, of course, check clickorlando.com. We were just talking about recycling with Trooper Steve, and so recycling in the city of Winter Garden could come to an end. Leaders are set to take a first of two votes about the program and suspending it in their city. Those in favor say that it is too expensive. So Mark Lehman has more on what some say of the collections and the recycling issues out there.
For years, people living in Winter Garden have gotten used to bringing their recycling containers to the curb.
My husband and I are pretty diligent about it. We separate everything and wash out everything and throw it in there.
Marianne Wolishin says it's always been important, but that service may soon be going out with the trash. Today, the Winter Garden Council is taking up an ordinance to do away with the requirement. The reason? It's become too expensive, and much of what's collected by the city ends up in the landfill because it's unable to be recycled. What do you think of that idea?
I think it's a pretty good idea. I mean, what we've heard that, they don't get recycled half the time anyway, so, why are we bothering?
The proposal comes after several other cities have taken up the issue in recent years, also saying it's just not worth the cost.
I mean, I understand if it's costing more money to collect it and recycle what they can versus what they're getting out of it.
Scott Stevens says it would be disappointing to see the recycling service go away, but he's also hopeful of the funding options it could free up.
The main question becomes, an alternative program, and then where's that money going to be going that they used to use for it, because they're still spending that money. They're going to keep spending it. Where are they going to put it?
And so we'll keep you updated on what happens in Winter Garden with the recycling program. Remember, today, another free flu shot event. Today, we're in Claremont out on East Highway 50 at CentraCare, and you can come by between 2 and 5 p.m. for a free flu shot. So hope that you can stop by if that's something you've been meaning to take care of. It is completely free, no insurance needed or anything like that. Hope to see you there. And we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with Chef Jill Holland from Plate Above Catering. All right, we like to talk about food, and we mentioned earlier that tomorrow is actually National Clean Out Your Fridge Day. Who knew, right? I usually like to do Clean Out Your Fridge Day the night before Trash Day. But anyway, we have Chef Jill Holland here from Plate Above Catering to tell us more about what they have going on for Thanksgiving, and we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me, Bridgett.
So, we had a few giggles earlier when you got connected online earlier, and we talked about how Thanksgiving is that time where you do have to sort of prep way ahead of time in terms of getting all the items you need, and that means making room in the refrigerator ahead of time for all that stuff. And so it can get to be logistically stressful.
It sure can be sometimes. But my best advice is take a look at your fridge. Take a look at those Best Buy dates and the expiration dates, and find that sour cream container that's hidden in the back of
Ooh.
your fridge that has 1 tablespoon of sour cream left in it from 6 months ago. It's probably green by now. Get that out of there. Go through your condiments and things like that. And then just give your fridge a nice clean down. Give it a little bath. Just soap and water is fine for that. But just clean out, make space, and you'll be good.
And it can be one of those things where you have to cook in stages. So sometimes you're cooking things a few days beforehand. Sometimes you have to sort of stay up late and cook some things and then get up early and cook some things just because you only have one oven. So what do you advise people to do when it comes to sort of like cooking something? Maybe you got to carefully wait for it to cool, then refrigerate it. Like it can get tricky. So how should we approach that?
It sure can be. The easiest way to approach that is get one of the pre-made meals from our family meals to go from Plate Above Catering, and we'll do all the cooking for you. We'll give you heating instructions for the next day, and it frees up all of your time, and you can take all the credit.
You know, it does help out when you sort of maybe make those signature things that are just the family favorites, and maybe some of the other staples that are a little more labor intensive. You can go and come to a catering company like yourself and get those things taken care of. So how does it work this year?
So we've been doing the family dinners to go for about 10, maybe even 12 years now, and it's a full meal. You can get the turkey, or if you are not a turkey family, we also offer a roasted pork loin, a spiral cut ham, or a prime rib dinner, all of that, and the sides that accompany it. But all of that is pre-cooked. You pick it up on Wednesday. We send you home with heating instructions, and the next day you have a full feast.
That really does help out. And so you said you've been doing this over a decade. So people just need to come in the day before. Do you have to get on a schedule and
The
are there like
deadline to
certain
order for
spaces?
that is November 20th.
Hmm.
So we're looking at next week. And that way we have all the time to do all that prep work for you
And
and
where are you
thaw the
located?
turkey for you.
Yes.
um,
Where are you located?
but that sage butter turkey, we have so many repeat customers for that, for just that alone. And uh, it is probably, I know you were talking about the fried turkey earlier,
Yeah.
but the sage butter turkey is probably the most luscious turkey I've ever
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, and I see it's breast down, so I already know it's really juicy there. So you're on Mercy Drive, is that right?
Yep, we're located at 411 Mercy Drive, right in the heart of Orlando, just off of the 408, and it's the corner of Mercy Drive and Old Winter Garden Road.
Okay, awesome. And do you have to reserve like a special time, or do you have only a certain amount of spaces available?
We do not have a certain amount of spaces available. Just as much as my team can produce, we will produce. And just I see you scrolling through the menu there, and that's great. Reach out to us, plateabove.com. You can reach out to our sales manager, Lynette Jarvis, and she will hook you up with the full meal, or if you just need sides for the
Yeah.
day, or if you just need a turkey, if you just need a pork loin, she'll hook you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, and you put it all together. It's still made with love. It's made with love from your team, and then like I said, if you have that famous sweet potato thing that everybody wants you to make that. But what do you say for people that are feeling overwhelmed with the holiday planning and all the labor intensive parts of it? What is your advice, in addition to, getting a few things catered?
I would say, take a deep breath and don't make it stressful. The holidays are supposed to be about getting together and having fun. If it's stressing you out, don't do it. Don't make that certain thing or whatever. Don't let it stress you out.
Yeah.
It's not worth the stress. But take a deep breath.
Yes. We do put a lot of pressure on ourselves sometimes unnecessarily. And so you guys are open year round too. So you're available for pretty much anything.
Yep. Absolutely. We are open year round. We do everything catering from birthday parties to wedding receptions, corporate events. We have a couple rooms at our facility that we rent out, and we also do off-site catering as well. And we do drop and go delivery to full service plated meals.
Awesome. Well, it's been great to chat with you, Chef Jill Holland, this morning from Plate Above Catering. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bridget.
All right, take care. Well, this morning we have a preview from our Crystal Moyer, my co-anchor and insider guide of ICE. It is back at Gaylord Palms. Let's take a look at what's happening behind the scenes.
You may have been to ICE before here at Gaylord Palms Resort, but this year is different. For the first time, it's featuring Elf in ICE form.
Dozens of artists are carving away at nearly 2 million pounds of ice, bringing the Christmas film Elf to life.
The artisans have been carving for almost 33 days straight. That's how long they have to carve. These artisans come from Harbin, China, literally halfway across the world.
The carvers using different instruments and printed design plans like this one to create the detailed ice structures. The attraction takes you through Buddy the Elf's journey from the North Pole to New York City.
So this is the Candy Cane Forest where Buddy is on his adventure to New York City to find his family, and he has his friends wishing him well.
And I see that, the ice has different colors in it. Yeah. How are you guys able to make it so vibrant?
We have a scientist that the colors are created specifically for this ice, so they last all season.
You'll come face to face with recognizable characters like Mr. Narwhal, Jovi, and Santa as they work together to spread Christmas cheer.
You'll also find some interactive elements here at ICE. You could sit on these ice chairs next to Buddy while he's getting his shoes shined. And remember the iconic revolving door scene? You can actually get inside for a perfect photo op with Buddy.
And this may well be the coldest place in Florida this holiday season.
We have 7 different air handlers to keep this space at a chilly 9 degrees throughout the entire season.
Admission comes with a parka to borrow to keep you warm. And yes, there are slides for kids and adults to enjoy.
We have 5 ice slides where everyone who is wearing a Gaylord parka will be invited to slide down as many times as they'd like. And we also have a 6th slide throughout the attraction. If you can find it, a hint will be the mailroom.
ICE featuring Elf will soon be complete, and you'll be able to check out everything from the colorful New York City skyline to the crystal clear nativity scene November 15th through January 4th.
For more information on ICE featuring Elf, you can head to clickorlando.com/insider. And while you're there, you can enter to win a family 4-pack of tickets. In Kissimmee, Crystal Moyer, getting results, News 6.
Isn't that wonderful? It's always so spectacular, and it's amazing the work that goes into it, and those artisans that come in from China and carve that ice into some amazing things. But definitely check that out if you never have. It's always so fun, and there's a hidden slide. That's exciting. Well, that's going to do it for us. I'll see you at noon and back here tomorrow for a Finally Friday edition of Breakfast with Bridget. Take care.